Hello and welcome to another Salesburg review. Today we will be looking at the Logitech M510 mouse. Now, this mouse we saw earlier in the MK545 combo review, and in this video we will be diving a bit deeper. The M510 is sold on its own and in many ways is a very worthy item for consideration. We will be looking at this mouse alongside the M720 to draw some comparison and context of value. Let us start with the physical properties of the mouse, starting with the shape. As you can see, this mouse looks a bit long, and that is because it is. At about 12 centimeters, it is longer than the M720. However, near its middle, it is slimmer than most mouse of comparable size at just about 5.5 centimeters. There is rubber padding on either side of the mouse, and at the bottom, there are 4 smooth plastic pads to help the mouse slide better. With regards to the buttons, we have the usual left and right clicks. The middle button upon pressing the scroll wheel, and the scroll wheel tilts left and right to give additional 2 buttons. And on the left hand side, we have 2 more buttons. As far as clicking these buttons go, if someone were to pick up this mouse for the first time, the user will have no issues with the standard left and right and middle button clicks. The tilt left and right may take a few minutes to get used to, even if that much, simply because we can feel the scroll wheel easily enough under our middle finger. Same goes with the 2 button on the left. It can always be felt by the thumb, and the shape makes it even more distinct as to which one we are about to press, and upon pressing we have a distinct click for confirmation of press. These extra buttons will make much more sense when we discuss the software that takes advantage of them. Moving on to the bottom of the mouse, a few things to note. The battery compartment. First, there are 2 batteries in there, and Logitech claims that you can get 2 years out of these 2 batteries. And this is something that Logitech has been doing for a long time. In fact, the M720 is powered by a single battery, and under a very heavy load, it has not run flat in over 2 years. So, 2 batteries for 2 years, no worries there. In this compartment, there is also a dedicated space for a receiver to be stored. Handy for traveling, I suppose. Next, the sensor. There is a print that says invisible optics, and that it is. The light that is used by the sensor is invisible to human eye. Maybe my dog can see it, I don't know. Point to note is that this is an optical mouse, meaning it will not work on surfaces like glass or very reflective surfaces. If you have a glass table, you need a laser mouse like an MX Anywhere or MX Master, something along those lines. As far as general use goes, I have not had any issues with the sensor. The mouse does what you ask it to do as far as pointer movement is concerned. Now, with relation to gaming, I know some will ask if it is suitable. Well, the short answer is no. Long answer is, what are you playing and how good are you at it? Jokes apart, if gaming is primary focus, then there are dedicated products for that purpose. It's best to look into that segment. Occasional gaming or games that do not ask too much from the mouse, I don't see why not. Quick side note, in my second channel we discuss technical things in relation to properties. In this linked video, I talked about property styling while being as funny as I can manage. Check it out. It just might make you laugh. Before we move on to functionality, let's touch upon the ergonomy. As we already saw that the shape is slim and long as opposed to more common wide and short shape, under the palm it fits rather well. Moving from M720 to M510, it takes a few minutes and I'm used to the shape. And the rubber pads on the side plays a big role in providing traction while moving without expending too much effort. Now, in comparison to the M720 side by side, the M720 feels better as far as surface is concerned. However, the M720 is higher up in the model rank, and that is also reflected in its price. Having said that, the M510 on its own, the feel factor is premium. The build quality and finishing is well resolved and meets the expectation of quality we have from a manufacturer like Logitech. Another thing is that Logitech claims this to be an ambidextrous design, meaning if you use it with right hand or left, it will fit the same. This is because the center line divides the mouse in two equal halves. Well, almost. The exception is the two thumb buttons. Left-hand users will not get the benefit of that. So ambidextrous, yes, with compromises. Finally, let's look at the functionalities. As far as the right and left click goes, it's very much business as usual, as is the case with the middle button. The scroller is simple rubber wheel with stepped rotation. The additional value comes in with the Logitech Options software. With this software, we can assign a wide range of functionalities to various buttons. While it sounds good on paper, is it good for day-to-day life? Well, I normally set up in the following manner. Tilt left for copy, tilt right for paste, and the two buttons on the side for volume up and down. Because we copy and paste so many times a day, to be able to do it from the mouse is seriously useful, and it becomes like a second nature in no time. Same with the side buttons. You can attach a function that you perform frequently, and our mind just becomes habituated to using it. So these additional buttons, if used, can add a lot of value. Now, not everything is perfect. Let's talk about a few things where this mouse falls short. First of all, there is no Bluetooth support, and this may be a big turn-off for many. Logitech gave the mouse unifying receiver support, which can be handy for a few, but Bluetooth would have taken it to the next level. Following from that, there is no multi-device support either, which naturally rules out Logitech Flow as a feature as well. There is no hyper-scrolling wheel, nor any mechanism for any kind of speed scrolling. As a thought exercise, if the M510 had Bluetooth support and hyper-scrolling, a big quantity of people who would have bought the M720 would simply buy the M510. Logitech, of course, knows this, and business is business. They are keeping the two mouse separated by a few features so that M720 remains superior by design and thus command a higher premium. Having said this, if the features of this mouse, the M510, on its own is satisfactory for your purposes, this is a good mouse overall. Built well, it will last like any other Logitech products do. Now, here's my advice. Check price for both M720 and M510. These days, marketplaces are funny, and you may find the M720 being sold at same price as M510, in which case there is no incentive to get the M510. But so long as there is a wide price difference, the M510 should be considered for what it is. Before you head out to the big wide world, I really would like you to check out my other channel. Getting it off the ground is proving tough, but if you show support, one person at a time, it will surely grow. So please do subscribe to Property Technical as well as this channel and give it some much needed oxygen. I'll catch up with you in the next video. Until then, you take care of yourself. Bye for now.